Good morning, everyone. This is Ruben Escalona with Red Alpha Custom Prints with another episode of the Red Alpha Mugshot Monday podcast. Today, we're doing something a little bit different. We're broadcasting to our Facebook page and to our YouTube page. We're not doing the TikTok thing today just because I started getting this crazy message on my website saying that some viruses were have been detected, and because I visited uh, bad websites, like 41 of them, and that is a bald-faced lie. And and so the only thing that I did recently is, like, yesterday I had to re-download my weather app, and so what ended up happening is, like, it just kept on, like, hey, you need to authorize this, authorize this. So I kept on hitting OK, and now I'm getting all of these things that I got to figure out how to figure that, how to remove that. So I got my phone set aside, and we're just going to go. Um, we're going to go live on the Facebook page and all of that stuff. So I realized that my face right here needs to get a little bit down. That way, so I got my camera here. I got my camera here, and then I'm trying to look at my laptop at the same time. So it's like a little bit weird. So I'm going to try to focus on the camera a little bit more instead of looking down at my thing. But we'll figure it out. So we have a good show, um, set up for you guys. I actually went and I made me some show notes so that way I'll know what I need to talk about, and cover all of the things that uh, I set aside that I want to talk. So I mean, we're going to talk a little bit about our weekend. What we had, what we did this weekend. Obviously it was 4th of July weekend, and so we want to talk a little bit about that. Uh, we want to give a community spotlight. Just a new community that we're working with that we're excited about. We're going to talk a little bit about that. We'll talk about a Red Alpha project that we're working on that we're hoping to finish up by today. We'll talk a little bit about that, and then also I'm going to bring in and incorporate a blog that we've been working on for all year, pretty much, the behind and the X's and O's blog. So I'm going to talk a little bit about one of the blog posts that we put on our website, and then other than that, we'll talk about some upcoming events, and then I'll have some closing thoughts. But like I always say, it cannot be a Red Alpha Mugshot Monday podcast if I'm not talking about the coffee mug that I drink. And you can see my wife; she's right here, but she's not in the camera. She's basically, what we're going to try to do is get her to be the moderator of the shows to make sure that the show looks better, but you can still see her shoulder right there. So just to let you know that she's here, and so that wasn't planned, but I just noticed it right here on the camera. So there she is. She's right here, and if she wants to jump in the conversation, she can do that. But I have her kind of working as the moderator, so she'll be uh, looking at any comments that may come through our Facebook page and things like that. And then she'll be the one responding to some of those if they come in. If you notice our post, I sent out a post that said we are live 10 minutes prior. So that way you guys can see the post and see that we're going live. But if you notice that there's a link, it's a Riverside link. You can click on that and you can become part of the audience right here on the streaming app that we're using, the Riverside streaming app. And so we're doing a little bit different, and I'll talk about that. But first, I want to talk about the coffee mug, right? My wife, she made the coffee really good, and so it's called the fufu. That's whenever she puts the creamer and all of that stuff, and makes it taste good. Because I normally drink it black, but the coffee mug says God is good. God is definitely good. Every morning whenever I wake up, first thing that I do is I pray and just thank Him for another day. thank him for waking me up, and it's an opportunity to kind of see his goodness. You know, I can look around and I can see how God has been faithful in my life. And you know, we were just my wife and I, we have a meeting at 8 o'clock every morning, and I was just kind of, you know, letting her know how grateful I am for her, and how big a part of my life, not just in business, but you know, just my whole entire life. I mean, I can't imagine life without her. And so today in our meeting, it was full of that kind of stuff. Just like, hey, I got to take a moment and just let you know how grateful I am of you. But God is good, right? God is good. I can, you know, that my wife is one thing that I can look at every single day and say, you know, that God is faithful. And and so the coffee mug is one of my go-tos, because God is not just good on a Monday. He's good every single day. And I know people like to say, you know, thank God it's Friday, but I like to say thank God it's Monday. Thank God it's Tuesday. Thank God for every single day, because He's good every single day. And so that, yeah, that's about my coffee mug. And let me take a sip of the coffee so that way you guys can send me some comments. What type of coffee are you sipping today? What is the theme of your coffee mug? Am I looking into the camera enough? Because I feel kind of weird, because maybe I need to lower it, because I want to look at my laptop, but then I know that I need to look at the audience as well. And but yeah, I just let me know about your coffee mug. Let me know if you have a ritual that you follow. Um, you know, because I usually, when I wake up, I'll um, I'll pray, and then I start to get the behind the X's and O's blog written, and then while my coffee is brewing, and then I'll grab a cup of coffee, and then I'll sit there and me and Chepe, which is my nickname for ChatGPT, we put together the blog post, and once it's the way that I want it, I post it on our website, and then we create a social media post, and that post goes out every morning at 8 o'clock, Monday through Friday. Take a break on the weekends from the behind the X's and O's, but yeah. And so this week I'm excited because we have a packed week, full of work, but then we have a new thing that we're bringing up, and a new, I guess, new live stream that we're not necessarily launching, but I've been kind of practicing, you know, here and there with different people, and then we're just going to kind of make it an official launch on Wednesdays, the first and third Wednesday. We're going to bring what I'm calling the behind the X's and O's live stream, and it's going to be just something that where we invite guests and leaders and business owners, friends of ours, you know, to join us on the live stream as a guest, and then we you know, just talk about behind the scenes stuff, like, you know, the struggles of owning and operating your business, you know, conversations that maybe we don't necessarily share, you know, on social media, because we're too busy trying to promote the highlights, and we never get around to talk or have conversations of behind the scenes. So that's the whole premise of the behind the X's and O's, is you know, just the behind the scenes stuff. And if you guys had a chance to read any of the blog posts, you'll see that we talk a lot about that kind of stuff. But let me get into this. So we, you know, this weekend being Fourth of July weekend, we, you know, we had originally we had one project scheduled, but the company had to they were doing some other stuff, so we had to put in another project, that we some windows that we're installing window graphics at, and so we put that into place, and we had several other things that we were working along the way, you know, t-shirts that we have, business cards that we, you know, had, and we're in the design process for you know, a utility truck, utility trucks, and you know, so there's a lot of that type of work going on, but we had to schedule that install, so that way we can make some progress, and hopefully we'll be done with that by today. And so we'll, make sure if you're following us, you'll see some of the pictures and video of that project. We're pretty excited to share that with you guys. We've been working on it for a little bit, and hopefully we'll be able to finish it. And so I'm excited about that. Other than that, we had to make sure on the 4th of July, we really didn't do too much on the 4th of July. The work that we did was mainly on Sunday, the install. But on the 4th of July, we just kind of like we did some administrative stuff and sent out quote and on a trailer and things like that, and then we ended up watching our movie for the 4th of July was the movie Independence Day. and and so that's a 4th of July movie. It's an Independence Day movie, and it's one that I didn't realize that it was like came out what 30 years ago, 20 years ago, and so it's been a long time, but it still holds up. I was watching the movie and I was like, man, that's I was still into it, like it was the first time that I've seen it. Last year, my wife was telling me that we watched Jaws, and that is also a 4th of July movie. And so prior to that, we just kind of, I don't know, we would watch movies like The Patriot, Born on the 4th of July, movies like that, that are obviously about you know you know the, the 4th of July, but other movies that you don't necessarily think about like Independence Day, and Jaws, you don't think about those being 4th of July movies, but we ended up watching them. We we made some hot dogs and French fries, and that's kind of our 4th of July, go to is hot dogs and French fries. It just seems like really That's the an American thing, right? But what type of food do you guys have to have on 4th of July? Do you have any traditions, any things that you eat? I saw a friend of mine post, baked beans or potato salad. I've never had baked beans or potato salad on the 4th of July. I didn't know that that was a thing. But the more that you know, right? The more that you hang around other people, they have their traditions, and apparently, a lot of people have that tradition. But I've never had baked beans or potato salad because it was the 4th of July. But I have had hot dogs, and so that's maybe our tradition. Maybe if we had a barbecue or something like that, but the potato salad was more because it was a barbecue, and so you have to have potato salad when it comes to barbecue, in my opinion, right? But not because it's 4th of July. But what traditions do you have when it comes to food? Share those in the comments. Send us a message. Let us know what type of traditions you have. Maybe we might try it and incorporate that because I like doing things differently. I don't like just doing the same thing, which I guess that's kind of the opposite of tradition. I do like tradition, but I also like to mix it up, right? And and so share with us the food that you have. What is your go-to on 4th of July? And then I'll try it first because I'm not gonna make it a part of my thing if I don't like it. And so share with that. But then also, what movies are you guys into? On the 4th of July, is there a particular movie or is there a show that you like to watch on the 4th of July? Just because it's 4th of July, it's your tradition. And so we are searching for 4th of July movies because normally it's like a last minute thing that we're doing. We're like, okay, well, what movie do you want to watch? And then so I'm like, well, I'm not really feeling the Born on the 4th of July movie today, and I don't know if I want to watch The Patriot right now, and so it's kind of that deal. But then uh, I noticed that Independence Day, it was popping up on on suggestions, because we use the Roku, and it was like suggestions. So I said, okay, let's look at that. And I asked my wife, I said, what do you think about this movie? And I guess it had been a while since she's seen it too, because it almost, like a brand new movie. It's been so long since we've seen it, and it was pretty good. Seeing old Will Smith, I guess he was in his early 20s, and everybody was all young back then, and I thought it was great. It was a great movie. The graphics, the CGI holds up. It didn't look too cheesy to me, and one of the things that I crack up about is old Jeff Goldblum's dad, right? Whenever they go into Area 51, and the president was saying, why is it that I didn't know about this, and where are you getting the funding from all of this? And then Jeff Goldblum's dad said, well, you don't honestly think that they sell a hammer for $20,000, right? And it was just so true because whenever I was in the military, I happened to see the manifest of some of the tools that that we were using in the motor pool. Like, whoa, this hammer is not that good. This screwdriver is not that good. They're paying that much for it. But that was my first introduction to, like, hey, something's not adding up, right? And so yeah, I would not be surprised, if it was exactly the way that they portrayed it on Independence Day. It's kind of an obvious thing in my opinion, right? We all know that USAID is sending money to places that just crazy places, right? And and so, not to get political, but I mean it's just an obvious thing to me. But Independence Day is definitely a Fourth of July movie. But let me know. Do you think it's a? What do you think? Do you think it's a Fourth of July movie, or is that just something that should stay away from Fourth of July? Um, but that speech that the president gave was like, I told my wife, I was like, hey, listen to this. This is a good speech. That's one of the great speeches from movies that I thought, where he said, "Today we celebrate our Independence Day, and we're gonna face this thing, and it's no longer gonna be just an American holiday, but it's gonna be a world holiday," which I thought was pretty cool. And so for Fourth of July movies, Independence Day. Let us know what you think, what movies you guys watch, and if I haven't seen it, maybe we'll try to put it in queue, so that way we can watch it and maybe consider it for next Fourth of July. Let us know in the comments. And then also, what I wanted to do is I wanted to kind of start a community spotlight. I got it written down right here. Community spotlight. The community that I want to talk about, this episode is I want to talk about the local car community. And so this coming Wednesday, I'm going to have a live stream for the Behind the X's and O's live stream, and I'm inviting the folks with the Not Included Car Club, and they're going to join me, the VP Chino, and then the Vice President Samuel, and then one of the members Blaine are going to join me live this Wednesday at 6 p.m. And we're going to talk about the car club community. We're going to talk about some of the things that maybe are that your normal public doesn't know, and because I'm coming into this thing not a car guy, so I'm going to ask questions, from that perspective. But I think that if you're into cars, if you're into community, and you're just interested about what goes on behind the scenes of a car club, what drives the passion, what motivated them to get started, and what keeps them going. Maybe we can learn a little bit about the reasons why they do this, and some of the events that they put in, because they're putting on a car show later on this month that our company Red Alpha is going to participate in. We're setting up a booth, and it's really cool for me to kind of get to know the people that are putting the show, because it's all like it's community that we're building, right? And so I took it upon myself to set up some booths in communities that maybe you have never seen me physically or our company physically, but we've been printing banners for Not Included for the last 3 years, and so there has been some sort of relationship there, business relationship. But what I was looking to do is maybe kind of bring that in and get to know them a little bit better, They get to know me a little bit better and our company and how we can serve them. But then also those who are in the car community, whether they're fans or they have their own build that they're working on. Those people can kind of see us in person and see the company that's behind the banner or behind the stickers, and then at the same time we can go and we can admire and appreciate some of the vehicles that are out there on display, and who knows, maybe get motivated to make our own rig one day. But if you're in the car community and maybe you'd like to comment on that right now, like what is it that got you started? I mean, were you kind of raised by a car? Your parents were into it, and so you got into it, or was there a moment in your life that maybe you met somebody, and then little by little you just started getting into it, and now it's just a huge part of your life. But I'd like to hear from some of the car community. If you're tuning in, what is it that motivates you to be a part of that community, and maybe tell us a little bit about the vehicle that you have. What's the year, make, and model, and what was your color choice? Is it painted or is it wrapped? Let us know. I'd like to know some of that, because obviously, through all of this, there is going to be some of that. There's going to be people that are coming to us for a color change or maybe just decals, and I'm making an effort to kind of rub elbows so that way it makes it a little bit easier for them to know who they're going to go and do business with, right? Because people usually like to do business with people that they know and people that they like and trust. And so that's what we want to do. We want to get to know people, and we want them to see that they can trust us, and hopefully, we're not too weird, and they can like us, right? And so that's the goal too. But let us know if you're in the car community, what motivates you to be in that community. And then if you message us, my wife is going to be the one. She's the moderator. She'll be messaging there. Now the next section is the Red Alpha Project Spotlight. the I guess the thing that I need to really talk about, the project that we're working on, is with our campus security wraps. Basically, over the last year or two, I guess. Uh, Forgive me if the time frame is not right on point, because I'm one of those type of persons that don't really like, time is just kind of a weird thing for me. It's like my mind will be way ahead of where we're actually at, and I'll sometimes talk about the future as if it's right now, right? And that's just something that either it's a gift or it's a problem. I don't know. I consider it a gift because I can look far ahead and I can be excited about something that is not right around the corner, but I can have the excitement that it's right then and there. It's I consider that a gift, and so I spend a lot of time imagining what the future is going to look like. But I try to stay grounded and connected to where I'm at right now and be present where I'm at right now. So I'm not one of those guys who are just, I'm, disconnected from reality. I'm very connected to reality, but I spend as much time as I can in the future, because I feel like that forward thinking is what creates progress. And so I'm always creating something new. I'm brainstorming to do something a little bit different that's going to help us to become, the company and that I feel like God created us to be, and also the person that I'm supposed to be. So I'm always looking at that. But the projects that we're working on right now is the campus security, and so we're finishing up the library over at Wiley. We have two sections that we got to finish up today, and then but those have come just random, just as we gotten to know the people there at Wiley. And then what we're hoping is to be able to grow that service within all of Region 14. Region 14 covers about 150 campuses in the Texas area, And then what I'm hoping is that we can kind of make connections even outside of Region 14, and then just grow the services. I would love to start doing some schools in the DFW area, in the Austin area for sure. And so if you guys know anybody that is a principal, or the in a position to make that type of decision, tag them to this video and let them know that there is a company in West Texas, in Abilene, Texas, that can serve them, and that has been doing it for a little bit. We have several campuses that we've already provided this service for, and so we're ready to grow that area in our business. But that's the spotlight. Later on today, we'll take some videos and we'll take some more pictures, and we'll put that on social media, and then we'll have a call to action to connect your people to us, and friends and things like that, so that way we can get their campus done as well. And I'm excited. I'm excited for that. As soon as we finish this up, that's when we're going to get started trimming up the things. We're going to go knock that out. And so later on this afternoon, that's whenever you're going to see the post of the completed work. So I'm excited about that. So next up, I wanted to talk a little bit about just the behind the X's and O's. Um, you know, like I mentioned earlier, we have a blog post that I do every single day, and my goal is to not try to pretend that I'm this expert at owning and operating a business. That's not the tone that I'm going for in the behind the X's and O's. But what I do feel like I'm qualified to talk about is the mindset that it takes to be able to start something from scratch and to stay motivated every single day, and create a discipline to show up every single day, regardless of what I might be feeling inside, regardless of the support that I might be getting, or circumstances. It doesn't matter. I've developed the discipline and the mindset to show up every single day for 15 years, going on 16 years. And those are the things that I feel qualified to talk about. And I feel that that's what's missing, in our society. It's not the people who are talented, or I believe talent is everywhere. People who are talented and gifted, and and they have skills that all the ingredients to be able to start their own business and run their own business. But the mindset and the discipline is one of the things that I see that might be missing. And so these are things that I can talk about. I can talk about how to get knocked down and get back up, right? And how to be able to fall down, but still be able to make some sort of progress even from a fallen state. And so early on, I considered myself a master of getting back up, simply because I didn't know anything about our business, and I was attempting to do something that I had never done before. I didn't have the experience in it, with the resources, the support, or the education, anything like that. I didn't have anything that would say, "Hey, this guy's going to be around, for a long time." I didn't have anything like that, and maybe a lot of people, whenever they saw that I was attempting to own and operate a business, they might have questioned whether or not I was capable of doing it. But we've proven that over and over. I mean, I hit all the milestones. Most businesses go out of business in 2 years, and then after that, they go out in 5 years and 7 years. There's like different milestones that you can hit in business. But I feel like once you kind of cross those milestones, now you're starting to move into a category that very few people, hit. We've been in business, like I said, going on 16 years, full time. My wife has been full time for going on 5 years, and as a couple, being full time in business, in a business that is around and growing, that is something it's a rare thing. We're definitely in a minority, as far as people who have actually done that, and and then as we continue leveling up, we're just going to be in a smaller group of people, and it's just part of the process. Now, what I'm thinking about doing is creating like a legacy, right? We have our oldest son that is going to be joining us in November. That's a huge milestone, and we're talking about how we're going to grow and how we're going to expand. Our business to be able to, to carry that weight of the next level, and so it's just a new challenge. Here I am again, trying to do something that I've never done before, challenging myself to become, a better person, a better business owner, and a better leader, with no, how can I say it, with no frame of reference. It's just a desire that I have in my heart, in the belief that I can do all things through Christ who gives me the strength, to believe that the right people are going to come into my life, and are going to help me to bring this vision to life, and that we're going to be able to make an impact in the lives of people. And so those are the things that the behind the X's and O's. If you guys haven't tuned in, every day, go in and read it. It's about 5 minutes. It's a 5 minutes read. Unless you're a slow reader, it might be 7 to 10 minutes. But if you're a normal reader like me, about 5 minutes, maybe you'll get a nugget here or there, something that might inspire you, to or encourage you for the day. It's every single day, Monday through Friday, and that blog post. It is live at 8 o'clock in the morning, Monday through Friday, and it's right there on our website. But if you follow any of our pages, you'll see, on actually not all of them, our Facebook page and our LinkedIn, and Facebook, LinkedIn, our Google page, for sure, maybe Instagram, is where you can see the most recent blog post. And so the that's our daily blog post. But as I mentioned earlier, we're going to take that and make it a live stream. And so every Wednesday, the first and third Wednesday at 6 o'clock, we're going to be discussing some of the content that I have in the blog post, and when we can, we're going to have a guest that's going to come in, and it's going to be kind of a community spotlight, but then it's a talk a little bit about the behind the scenes things that go on in that particular industry. This month, we already have all 4 weeks. Every Wednesday is already booked. So the first one coming up, in a couple of days, and then we have a guest on the 15th, and then we have another guest on the 22nd, and another guest on the 29th. Those are the Wednesdays of this month. Obviously, we didn't do the first, but all three of those, all four of those that are remaining in July are already booked. And I already have an idea of the people that I'm going to invite to be guests in August. I don't know if their schedule will allow it, but we're going to invite them and see if they'll be interested. And so if you haven't tuned in to the behind the X's and O's, I've done a couple of segments, to where they were part of the Mugshot Monday episode, but this is going to be a separate thing on a separate day, on Wednesdays. But what type of person, or who's something in the community that you'd like for us to invite? I'd like to hear from you. Or if you're someone that's actually listening and you would like to be a guest, send us a message or send me a direct message, and then we could talk about what day works for you. But it's the cool thing about the behind the X's and O's is that we're going to try to talk with people, in different industries, right? So like this coming week is or communities, I should say. So like this coming week, it's going to be the car community with the not included. But then on the 15th, I believe we got Mike Casillas, who is with Graybeard Entertainment, is just a longtime friend, and so he's doing a lot of stuff in the music industry. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. We got Andre Gwynn with the Salvation Army that's going to come on later in the month, and we're going to talk about all of his responsibilities there at the Salvation Army, but his involvement in the community. If you guys follow him on social media, you know he's hilarious. And Andre's Imagination page on TikTok is just it's definitely something that you need to follow. I laugh every single day whenever I see a new post from him. And but these are the people that we have this month. But let us know who you would like us to have on our Behind the X's and O's live stream for August, and then we'll try to get them scheduled in. Tag them, here, people that you think, and then we're going to get them on. Or if you are a community leader, a business owner, or someone that would like to be on our live stream, perhaps you're connected to a nonprofit or ministry. I can talk to anybody. You don't have to be, just like me in order to have a conversation. I can have a conversation with anybody. Trust me, you'll be heard, you know, and it's not going to be awkward. It shouldn't be. It's not going to be too awkward. And so we'll get you on, and then we'll, hopefully we can do something really cool. But you can look forward to the Behind the X's and O's through our daily blog posts on our website at www.redacp.com, or on our live streams every first and third Wednesday. But if you're following any of our social media channels, you'll get plenty of notice, because I'm making sure that I promote on all our social media channels about every single thing that we do. And then also what we're doing is something a little bit it's new. And so I'm creating a website through the Riverside app, which is going to host all the episodes that we have. And so they're going to be hosted there. We'll have our YouTube channel connected, and all our TikTok, all of those channels connected to the website, which has content like this, right? And but as far as for the Mugshot Monday and the Behind the X's and O's live stream, those episodes, we're going to start numbering and naming the episodes. Those are going to be, I guess, the edited version of it is going to be on the website, which is going to be redalphastudios.riverside.com. And so we'll do a lot of promotion of that. But that's where all of these podcast type and live stream type content is going to live. So that way you guys can go back and listen to it. Of course, we're going to be sending out a lot of clips and things like that, of the shows. So, it's going to be out there. And hopefully we'll talk about some things that you guys are interested in, and that you can tune in and share with your friends and all of that stuff. And it's just going to be a great thing. Next up, I wanted to talk about some of the upcoming events. Probably the biggest one that I have to say is the Bops and Builds car show. It's on the 25th of this month. It's put on by our friends at Not Included. We are setting up a booth there, and I'm excited about that, because we're going to do I'm going to attempt to do a live install there at the show. So hopefully we can hopefully it's not too hot and we can coordinate that. I'm going to do at least one, maybe two, but one for sure. I think I should just stick with one. So we'll do one. I think it is going to be in between 6 and 7 o'clock. The car show starts at 5. It's 5 to 9. At 5 to 9, our booth is going to be out there, and so we'll have a vehicle to where I'm going to be doing the hood, and I'm going to talk a little bit about the process, and then hopefully we'll have some people, asking questions. And I know the coordinators of the event are going to be announcing it on the on the microphone, and letting people know. But we're going to do a live stream. Hopefully other people will join us, as guests and things like that. And and then it's just going to be a cool thing. I can't wait to show you the design I can't wait to see the design. We're still in the process of like the creative process, like what it's going to be. I don't even want to give it away, but it's going to be really cool. It's going to be really cool. I think you guys are going to like it. And, um, and so hopefully it's going to be a bunch of people say, hey, I want something like that on my vehicle, especially within the car community. And it's just going to be fun. But we're going to do a live stream where we're installing the wrap there at the car show, which is on Saturday, July 25th from 5 to 9. And I'll post the location because honestly, I don't even remember where it's at. But we're also going to be talking about that on Wednesdays. So that's the reason why I didn't write it down. I just wanted to plant the seed and then so that you guys can tune in on Wednesday, this Wednesday at 6 p.m. We're going live with our friends from the Not Included Car Club, and we're going to talk all about cars. We're going to talk about the club specifically, and hopefully you guys will tune in, to that day. If you're not doing anything, set aside some time. It's going to maybe be about 30 minutes, and we're going to talk to those guys. But yeah, the upcoming event in July is something that we're looking forward to, and man, I just can't wait. We'll have our booth. We'll have some business cards. We'll have my wife's famous candy that she likes to get, so that way you guys can get all sugared up and hyped, and then I still got some of those 3D printed whistles with the Red Alpha logo that my man Lauren with Naughty Concepts printed for us. And so if you guys are looking for any 3D printed stuff, get with him. He's already made a leaderboard for our laminator, and he's working on some squeegees for the Rat Flu, for the Rat Flu Academy, and and some coasters with our logo and stuff like that. And so I'm excited to get a lot of stuff printed. Those 3D printers are really really good and really useful, right? I mean, you're making things that you can use, and so I'm excited to send that business to our friend Lauren, which he is also one of our graphic designers. If you didn't know, Lauren has been with us for about I don't know 3-4 years now, and we've done a lot of work together, and so we're working on stuff almost every week, a couple times every week with Lauren. He's a very talented guy, and so we're happy to have him as part of our team. But yeah, so that's the event, and and so other than that, I had an audience Q&A, but I don't see any messages coming in here. Maybe eventually we'll get some more messages, but I was going to answer any questions that may be there. I got let's see, a public chat. I don't see anything. Studio chat. Wait. Was there? No. I thought there was something. But yeah. But then, lastly is just closing thoughts. I wrote down, leave viewers with one takeaway and invite them to subscribe and join on Wednesdays, right? All right. So the goal of the Mugshot Monday, right? Obviously, we want to kind of share some behind the scenes things about our company, but I wanted to at least the people who are connected to us, and then through the short clips that we share, we're starting to grow our particular our network, if you want to call it. And so every day, or at least several times a week, I'm noticing the comments, and I'm noticing the new followers, and I'm noticing the likes, the interactions to our reels on Facebook, and the views that are coming in on TikTok, things like that. And I'm noticing that. And so what we're trying to do is show you guys that we're more than just a print shop, right? Most people, I feel like we get typecast sometimes, where it's like, that's my banner guy, or that's my sticker guy, or that's the guy that makes my business cards, or that's the guy who does the signs and vehicle wraps and stuff like that. And what I want to do is, yes, we're in business to to provide these services, right? But some of the things that go on behind the scenes make it a little bit more personal. So perhaps there's someone out there that you're looking to either do business with, someone who you can relate to. So here we are, right? And then some of you might be looking to start your own thing, and you're wondering what's it take to be able to start a business from scratch and how to keep it going. Hopefully, those are some of the things that we're talking about, on any of our shows that you guys can say, if he can do it, then I can do it, right? And and we also have just normal interests, right? So I mean, we have a deal, my wife and I, where we love to watch shows, and we're watching some really cool shows now. We just finished up that show from season 4, and we're looking for. Actually, we're starting to watch it again, right, to see if we can pick up some clues on it. And we're watching House of the Dragon, and that's something that we enjoy. After hours, we like watching a show, and it's something that brings us together. Even my kids like it. I mean, a couple of my kids, they're really into that show from, and that's how we actually got into it. And so it's just something like, man, did you watch that last episode? And what do you think about this character? Things like that. It just gives us something cool to talk about. And and my wife and I, it brings us together because even after we watch the episode, and if we're on a job or something like that, it's like, so what did you think about so and so? Do you think that this, what is it, a dream, or are they all in a coma? Or are they dead? What's the case? What do you think's going on here? Because after 4 seasons of From, I honestly don't know what it's about. It could be purgatory. It could be that the all the characters are like in a continuous loop, and they're being reincarnated into this place called From. I don't know. They could all be in the hospital in a coma or something. I don't know. But it's interesting. It keeps me looking forward to the new episode. And so, from what I understand, season 5 is going to be here next May, in that range. So it's not too long. It's one of those shows to where it's like it's it you wish that it could just be continuous, but it doesn't wait 2 years for the next season. It seems like just a few months, right? So in May already, it's going to be which is a year pretty much. Um, it's going to be here, and then supposedly that's going to be the end of it, right? But I'm also hearing that Netflix is thinking about buying the story, so they're going to put it on Netflix, because right now it's on MGM, and so who knows? Maybe they might have a season 6 and beyond. Who knows? I'll watch every single episode as long as it's from. You got Harold. Uh, I forgot his last name. He's the guy that switch from the Matrix. I mean Link from the Matrix, and he's also one of the main characters of Lost. That's where I met him, Harold Babineau or something like that. Anyway, so he's a great actor. He's better than me remembering his last name. I should remember his last name because he's that good. But as long as he's in it, I'll uh, I'll definitely tune in. Which, speaking of Harold, he is actually going to be starring in a mixed martial arts uh, uh, movie, right? That Ronda Rousey is one of the executive producers. Which I'm looking forward to that too. If that guy's in it, it's going to be good. At least he's going to bring it for sure. But what do you think about the show From? If any of you guys are into that, what are some of your theories? What's going on? I know I have a few friends on Facebook that watch the show, but most of the people that I'm connected with haven't seen it. But I know a couple of you have. What do you think about the show? What did you think about the season 4 finale? And what are you looking forward to in season 5? What are some questions that you have that maybe haven't been answered? And let's discuss that. We might do a showmates deal just on the show From, because it's that good, right? It's definitely good enough for us to have a showmates shirt. So um, be on the lookout for that, because is something that we're excited about too. But other than that, we wanted to just invite you guys to connect with us, for the Mugshot Monday, podcast. Connect with us on Wednesdays, the first and third Wednesdays of every month. for the Behind the X's and O's live stream, and connect with us on Facebook, and so that you can get the daily content of the Behind the X's and O's blog, and of course, if there's anything that we can do for you or your company related to the print services that we offer, give us a call or send us a message. We'd love to wrap your trailer. We'd love to print your signs. We'd love to print your shirts or embroider your caps. We'd love to do all of that. Just contact us and then let us know what you need, and we'll help you out to the best of our ability. But other than that, I'm ready to sign off, and that's it for now. And we'll see you on the next one. Red Alpha out.